All right, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Gerald. They call me Clean from Lemon Deuce Broadway Gangster. I'm the original ones from there.
Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. For the dime moves and the lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole. For the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you been through, shit you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf, I know them killers you kin to. This for the lost generation, broke as hell, mad and impatient. But if you know your history, you can't have a strong foundation, baby. Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video.
You first generation?
First generation.
What year did Broadway come out?
When we start banging in '71, they was calling us the Broadway Boys. We named ourselves the Broadway Boys because we was on Broadway, always hung up there.
So the Broadway Boys was out before 71?
Yeah, we was out. That's before '71.
And then y'all threw the Crip on it when?
We threw that gangster Crip in there because we started getting older, and we said we ain't boys no more. We men, we young men. We living a man's life. So then, as us young, we be looking at those gangster movies and all that. So we just, man, we Broadway gangsters, man.
Did y'all ever fall under West Side Crip?
We never fell in the West Side Crips. We've been around Crips all our days. I've been around Fast Black and all of them, Tookie Jamel and all of them. My boy Lorenzo and them. And we fell right up under them.
And y'all fuck with the East Side Crips?
Yeah, we fucked with every Crip. Because we was taught to get along with everybody. We had in my younger days, we had like a block thing, 113th, the street I grew up on. We had a bond, tighter than any street around there. All my partners on 113th, I grew up on 113th, but for some reason when I went on Broadway, I said, no, man, we're gonna be 112th Street because we always was in between 112th and 113th. So and we just said, man, we're gonna be 11 Deuce because I don't know, maybe that 11 tray didn't sound right or whatever it is. Because we always just say the tray. That was 113. But that 11 Deuce rang the bell. So yeah, we stuck with that.
So Ground Zero was 113th.
Yeah, Ground Zero was 113.
Did you have a lot of homies on 112th?
We had homies on that was later on in the days. That was like our third or second generation. We had a lot of homies on 112. But the majority of the homies we grew up off the tray. I came off the 113. So, we had homies on Imperial. The ones I hung with, I was really the only one. My homies that was older than me, they really didn't gang bang, but I was like a watchdog for them. Let me go down here and see what they doing down here. And, so I start following them around. And next thing you know, things took place and start forming. They said, that little dude right there, I had partners on, my boy Killer Curve and them Capone and them. They was all off of Imperial. They called themselves Imperial Boys. I grabbed them and put them with me. You know what I'm saying? And then my boy Pretty Boy and them, they stayed on Broadway where I used to hang. So I grabbed them and we just, we was the Broadway boys running around there. We had these little bat jackets everybody used to wear. They had our names on the back of them. They had that little flap, like that little Batman flap. Everybody had a jacket with their name on it.
Who was some of the other founders? Who was the original 11 Deuce Broadways?
Well, me, my brother, my homie Speedy, my homie Killer Curb, Cartoon, Capone, the homie Lil Rocky, homie Haircut, Pretty Boy, the homie Stone, the homie Trey Bone, the homie Mudbone, the homie we had the homie Foots, Stacy, Tracy, the homie Trey Bone. We had a lot of homies, man. It was probably like about, we had a little thing out. We had a shack. It was on Imperial where Killer Curb and them lived at. It used to be a wash house room, but we put a door on it, locked it down, and then we called that our shack. That's where a lot of people caught cases at. That was our honeycomb hideout. We go and run and hide over there. Nobody knew where we was at. So when the police found out about that shack right there, then they used to have Kentucky Fried Chicken on 111th place. They had 111th place in Maine. So when that Kentucky Colonel Sanders chicken place got abandoned, we turned that, it stayed abandoned for years. We turned that into our clubhouse. So we had like a club and we used to meet there. We hide stuff over there, you know. So our little thing where we kick it in just.
What junior high schools did you guys go to?
We went to Gompers.
What other gangs was at Gompers?
They had, like you said, 11 Deuce in Hoods was there. Main Streets was there. They had East Coasters, just the 11 Mace just started forming. They was there. They had back streets. They was over there in the back streets. It took them a while to come on. They really got popular at like when we got in high school. Back streets and the front streets.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Locke.
Is that where most of your homies went?
Yeah, all the homies, we went to Locke. A lot of them went to some valley schools and some schools over there, Crenshaw and Audubon, stuff like that.
What gangs was at Locke when you was there?
All the gangs. We got along with the front streets. It's really when we got to Locke, these gangs had just starting to war with each other, like the main streets and the front streets, and with the East Coasters and the main streets and all that. Before then, we was all getting along. When we was at Gompers, they had the A-lines, they was the Avalons. They was coming up, you know what I'm saying? We was cool with all of them little gangs. So I said never had no problem with none of them. You know what I'm saying? We got along with everyone. One of them I just told you about. We really didn't have no wars with them until our little third or fourth generation of homies. And it's got kind of little, you know, I guess everybody wanted to be the toughest and show that, you know what I'm saying? But I think that for being a gangster, I always thought a gangster shouldn't, you know, get into it with everybody. Gangsters, they maintain their own kind of gangsterism. And so that's how I always kept the homies out when we was growing up.
Did you guys mob up to St. Andrews Park and Cinderella Park with the rest of the Crips?
Oh, yeah, we hit all of that, man. And see, when I was growing up, like I said, I was around Fast Black and them Tookie, Jamel, and them. We took karate. So Rosie Greer sponsored our karate class. And so we was wild and we did stuff they didn't know about. Like when we was growing, they didn't even really know we was Crips. You know what I'm saying? We hid that from them. But we was some little beasts.
Mm-hmm. What was the main objective for the meetings that they had back then, like 71, 72, 73?
Well, the meetings was, like I said again, it was the Crips. Everybody was getting along. So it was like, the meetings was like gatherings. You know what I'm saying? And we went to them. And, you know, everybody functioned with everybody. Everybody got to know who was who. And, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know that stuff really came from like the businessmen and gladiators and them lowriders and Slausons, and you know, everybody know that all of that is a break off from all of that.
Or did Tookie or Raymond Washington ever hang out in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. Like I said, I grew up on 113th, Fast Black and them, Lorenzo and all of them. They ran with all of them. And so that was our circle of people that we looked up to. So we was around them, just as like anybody else.
When you say Fast Black, you talking about 8'9" Fast Black?
Off of East Side, off of really 6'9" over there, on 71st in San Pedro. Yeah, Michael Tobin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Fast Black.
When did y'all start beefing with the Red Rags?
Well, we started beefing on the Red Rags because on Broadway, it was the Red Rags lived on Broadway. So when I started following my people that was raised up on my block, was my homies, Robert Dawson and Fast Black, his brother, and them, Everett the Dawsons and all of that. They was going on Broadway. I used to always wonder, what's down there on Broadway that they go down there for all the time? They was going down there because people had, my homeboy sisters and them, they was older, they played music, everybody hung out and they barbecued, they played music all day. So I wandered down there following them. And it was dudes, everybody, growing up in them days, everybody said blood. So, they probably thought they was Bloods or, or affiliated with that blood side. So when me and my partners, and then when I started going up there, I started bringing my little crew of my partners. So we start cleaning that shit out. We moved them way down the street. Then we moved them on the other side of the bridge. We told them, y'all can't come around here. Y'all can't live in this our area over here. We ain't having that.
Have you ever heard of the Broadway Brims?
Yeah.
Where was they located, if you know?
You say where was they located at? Mm-hmm. They was located around in that area right there.
And that's where some of the people y'all pushed out?
Yeah, we pushed them out of there.
You know what year they went into extinction?
That when we start, I guess you could say 71. I guess
that early in the game.
Yeah, I guess you could say 71. Because anybody, when we got to messing up, we was they went on quiet with that. We had to seek out who they was.
Well, what's crazy is the Brims was all over the West Side back in the day.
Yeah,
and shit, all the different sections of Crips just start pushing them back.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't really understand that. It's like if they just went into, into closure. You know what I'm saying? They got to say, man, well, like we ain't really with this. What they getting kind of wild over here. We going, it's like they shut it down.
You remember when they was all over Hoover Hood?
Yeah.
You remember
when it was all over Hoover Hood, all that. Yeah, heck yeah.
And then
they had Brims over there on my block.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they one name was Chico. He had his brother Larry. They was with the business. One big old swole dude named Rainbow. They killed him over there on Avalon and Imperial.
Mm.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna say none of that old stuff what happened, but
When all this was going on, was the Crips like united? Was it a united front against the Brims, or just everybody was taking over their own neighborhood?
They was just taking over their own areas. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. Everybody, like you said, they was just taking over their own areas.
Was it any dress codes announced at these meetings?
Well, it really wasn't. I guess when in my days of growing up, I see them wear like Levi's, a lot painter pants, leather coats, hats. I ain't never really been no hat person. But then I went to go ironing on Levi's and corduroys and Monte Carlo shirts. You know what I'm saying? And I started ironing letters and all that junk. I started ironing the set up in there. They say, man, what that creases say? BGC? I say, yeah, it say 112th Street, Broadway Gangster Crip.